And thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you next time. See you later.
Bye, Vox. See you next week, buddy. All right, everyone. Welcome to Freaky Friday. So as you know, it always starts with the end of the Ebonk show because I want to love and support him because I love his channel, his station, everything about him and his mentality. And he starts that energy flowing. And that's what I want to keep going here. So let's get some rock music playing. So how's everyone doing tonight? I like it. So we're going to go ahead and remove that because we don't need that anymore. And I don't want it to clash with anything here. So BTK, good to see you, my man. Dova, always love to have you, brother. We got Mom in the house. I know she was up here a little bit ago. She might have fallen asleep again. She fell asleep last week. She told me today. So I fell asleep. I missed your show yesterday. I'm sorry. That's okay. That's why it's recorded. So every show is always recorded here. And you guys let me know, is the music too loud or are we at the right level? How are we doing so far? It seems a little loud on my end. So I'm going to kick it down a couple notches and we'll see how that goes. Take it down there. See how that does. So let me know. Who's all in the audience? What do you guys think about starting off the show with the end of the Ebonk show? Do you guys like that setup? Or do we need to change or modify that? Because really this is all about you guys. Now, Freaky Friday in its concept is to reverse roles. As you guys know from the movies and everything like that. Okay, I gotta, no, remove, not add, remove. I broke it again. This is why I can't have nice things. There we go. I removed it and close it. Stop screen. Ha! It's driving me nuts. The little screen's down there flickering at me. So, yeah, for music here loud. Okay, got it. So we should be good. Awesome. Thank you, Len. I appreciate it. You guys keep me straight. So Freaky Friday is all about reversing the roles. And so what I want to do is every week I want to bring up a different community member that's usually behind the scenes watching the shows and bring them up and let them be the star of the show. Now, this week I ran into a couple snags because I had a couple different people lined out. And BTK, you were one of them on my backup list. I was going to get a hold of you, but I found out you're not at home, buddy. So BTK is unfortunately dealing with some family tragedies that occurred. Our hearts and prayers go out for you, my brother. And I hope you make it through okay. If there's anything you need at all, man, reach out to me anytime, day or night. I'm always here for you. And so, unfortunately, BTK wasn't going to be here. The one I had initially scheduled, which said he was going to set it up on the 27th. So we've got him already scheduled out. BTK was one of my backups because I know we can always talk Sparky stuff for hours. It's great. And then I had one other I reached out to today who's always behind the scenes and always in the middle of it. And that was Dave 5. And given his position, he decided not to come on front and center. He likes his role where he plays at and where he digs in the information. So, Dave 5, if you're out there, buddy, I totally understand you are in a very unique situation. Now, Dave 5 is part of the Broodfied community, and one of his jobs there is to research the FUD, the scammers, the things like that, and to dig in that information and find all the bad players and bring that information to light. So, you can imagine if you're that kind of person that's finding all the negativity and bringing it out, you probably built a few enemies. So I totally get that, Dave Fi. I get you, brother. And you know what? Thank you for being part of the community. I think it's absolutely great. And I love the fact you're doing that because that's one thing we've got to do. There's so many things going on in the crypto space. It's really easy for scammers and things to just take money and run. And the fact that you're dedicating that time, that energy and effort to bringing those people to justice, or at least to make sure the community knows about these people to avoid them, that's a huge help. So thank you, brother. I appreciate it. So since we have had this shift around in the this guest lineup, we're going to go back. I was really hoping Croc would be here. Croc promised me he was going to get a mic. The first show he missed because he went to get his mic, found out it was broken. The kids broke it. It was devastating. Last week, he said he forgot up until the show started. He was like, oh my God, I forgot to get a mic. I'm so sorry. So I was hoping he would show up today with a mic and we could bring him on. So Croc, if you're in the audience, buddy, let me know. But if anybody else out there wants to jump up, wants to be a part of the show, I'm going to put an invite link directly right here in the chat so anybody can join it. Yeah, anybody, everybody. I'd love to have as many people as we can up here. I can have 12 people on stage simultaneously. So here's your chance to be a star, guys. Right there in the chat is a link, and that'll bring you right to the StreamYard. You go through, and it's really simple. You say, okay, here's my camera, here's my mic, and you don't have to be on camera. You can put up a PFP or any other image you like if you just want to talk. So no worries there. You do not have to show your face. You don't have to dox. But if you want to, hit the link, jump up here. If not, then you're going to have to listen to me ramble for hours and hours and hours and hours. Yeah, something like that. And see, there's that awkward moment of silence. Now, you guys know the awkward moment of silence. We have them all the time in our lives. And usually it's one of those, we feel bad because we're talking so much, we're not giving somebody else a chance to speak. Yeah, it's really kind of weird to be on this side of that and have that same awkward, because you actually hear the silence in the room like, wow, this is like creepy quiet. It's not okay. And my background music turned down too low. Okay, that's a little better. At least you got some rock music now. So we are going to do a couple giveaways. So if you would do me a huge favor, make sure to hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe. And one of the biggest challenges I'm running into with Down Home Crypto, of course, being a smaller channel, is to get the word out, to get other people to know we're even here. Whether they're interested in crypto or just having fun with this, whether they want to learn to start investing, things like that, trying to spread that word. So do me a favor, go to the next room, steal somebody's phone, look up Down Home Crypto on YouTube and subscribe. Yeah, and just give them their phone back. You don't even tell them why. It's okay. That's fine. And of course, that's my phone ringing. Now, if you guys heard that, which I'm sure you did, it's a car alarm. And that is the funniest thing is that's been my ringtone for quite some time now, especially when I work construction, because I need something really loud and obnoxious. And so I set it to that. Now it's great when I go into the bank. Done and done. Thank you, Discord Chuck. Man, you are awesome. I appreciate Disco. But having that ringtone, that car alarm, imagine going into the bank and you're all standing in a line. It's pretty quiet. People are kind of talking and whispering, and everyone's like kind of looking around, waiting. And then that car alarm goes off. Man, you have never seen people freak out so bad. You got the security guard grabbing for down, like, oh God, what's going on? Everyone's like, oh. Women clutching their children. No, don't kill them. Yeah, they don't know what the hell happened. And I always grab my phone out real quick. It's like, oh God, stop. But at the same time, the look of the people around is absolutely hysterical. I love it. It's you should try it sometime. Set your ringtone to the car alarm. Turn the volume all the way up. Go in the bank and have somebody call you, and you are going to have the most amazing responses. What's really bad is when the one guy just kind of stands there, looking at you, go, again? Okay, well, here you go. Let's go again. It's like, wow, you've been through some ugly situations if you're just like nonchalant, like, okay, hey, if we're doing this again, no big deal. Yeah, it's really comical to do though. So if you ever have a chance and you really want to have some fun, give it a try. Just don't make it a habit, because people get kind of testy that way. So, Disco Chuck's in the house. How many we got watching? I'm curious right now. Let's pull that up here. Now, I'm not going to drag you guys through the daily short creation. It was a fun experiment. Want me to babysit? I don't know. Do we need... Oh, nah, it was just Ron. Ron Beats, guy I work with, do side electrical jobs, things like that. And he just picks the great time to call. So I'm sure he will get a hold of me later or leave me a voicemail, and I'll deal with that. So it looks like we got 4 people watching. So if I had to guess, I'd say we got BTK, Dova, Lynn, and Disco Chuck. I'm guessing that's my 4 I've got going. That's almost too loud now. Okay. So had some weird experiences I want to share with you guys. Now, as you guys know, here at Down Home Crypto, I've been building the channel and really trying to put out the content, not only on the crypto projects, but also on the daily shorts. Now, if you guys don't know yet, I'm sure you probably do, but just in case, I want to share this with you. So I actually have a whole nother channel that's dedicated to nothing but shorts. So every day I create a motivational, inspirational, and positive short to try to shine a little bit of light out to the world. I mean, that's one of the things that I try to do, is to keep the positivity flowing. Mom is here too. Okay, I did not forget you, Mom. Mom is still here. So friends and family, hey, I think it's great. And more will show up. Maybe they won't. But a lot of people are watching this at a later date. And why they're watching the crazy bald guy on the screen, I haven't quite figured out yet. But I thank you for it. So thank you very much for your love and support. But, oh, there's, all right. Okay, hey, we got the whole family here. It's great. So I've been sharing the positive shorts out there. And the channel is Today is Your Day with Serenity. And every video starts with that same line, today is your day. Because so many people forget that really it's the moment in time that we live in. That's the most critical. You know, what happened in the past, we can't change. So we learn our lessons, we put it behind us, we forgive, we forget, we press on. And if we worry about the future, of course, all we're going to do is stress. And so that actually overshadows today's moment in time. So the whole concept is to live in today. And so if you haven't checked it out, definitely do so. I think you'll enjoy it. And it's one that I've had several people reach out and say, hey, you know what? Your inspirational shorts are really helping me. They're showing me that it's not the end of the world, whatever it is. And there's always a message on there. So I'm going to share that screen here real quick. If I can do this, share entire screen and there and that one and share. And hey, look, I didn't break it. I don't know if it worked or not. Okay, so here you go. This is, oops, turn that off. So this is today is your day. And that it's literally that simple. Now you can always tell it's me by the PFP because I always have the winged angel. And for those who don't know, a little trivia there, I have one tattoo and it happens to be an angel and it's on my back. Not just the wings, it's the whole damn thing. Yeah, we won't talk about that. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, every day I spend the time to go through and create these shorts to let people know that they're not alone and give you an idea of just exactly what those look like. Let's go and play this last one here. So as you can see, they're really, really short. They're really simple, really direct. And a lot of my inspiration comes from all types of messages from Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Everywhere I find something that strikes a chord, it's one of those I remember and I make sure to create a short for it because it's probably something somebody else needs to know. And some of them are Buddha philosophies. Some of them are just letting us know that we're not alone or it's okay to feel that way. And oftentimes that is one of the hardest things in life is that awkward feeling that, we're unique, we stand out, or that we're not special. We don't stand out. We just blend into everybody else. And so being unique is something that is very special. And I think everybody should absolutely celebrate to a certain degree. Now, of course, there's those that think that the world revolves around them. And that's a whole level of delusional. And yes, I'm certifiable. I am delusional. It's okay. But I've had to go through that experience as well. So it's like the story started out with the week. So all this comes into play because I started going back to cutting wires for Nashua Builders. And I talked about this last night in the Rags to Riches show. But it was really interesting because I went in on Thursday to get my check. First one I'd gotten since December of last year. And I stood there and I was talking to the receptionist and I was explaining to her, it's really pretty terrifying to come back to a place, even though I left on great terms. They called me and asked me to come back and help them out to get things squared away. But at the same time, there was a lot of anxiety, a lot of concern. And believe it or not, the thoughts of, am I good enough? Can I do it? Have I been out of the game too long? All these thoughts come into play. And I think we all have these fears and these uncertainties. But you know what? That's what makes us human. That's where we draw our strength. And if you got up and you got out of bed, you put your shoes on, you face the day, dude, that's a victory right there. That's where you need to give yourself a pat on the back and realize that, hey, the fact that you did go through that process means that you're special, means that you're somebody and that you care. So these are some really important points that I think everybody needs to remember. And that's what Today is Your Day about. Because yes, I go through the same anxieties, the same fears, and I'm sure everybody has it. And it doesn't matter if it's something small and trivial or something drastic. We all have our own demons, our own problems, our own fears. And what might be a Tuesday afternoon for me might be absolutely traumatic for you, or vice versa. So we never really know what those are. So I always say, approach the world with a positive outlook, spread some sunshine. There we go. Spread some sunshine out there because you never know who you're going to meet in the street. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they're stuck in the darkness. You know what? All it takes is a smile or a, hey, how you doing today? Or it's like, hey, you okay? Is there anything I can help you with? Just something to show you care. And that can change somebody's entire world around. Believe it or not, it can be truly an amazing event. So once again, like I said, we do not have a special guest tonight, but you are all welcome to join me. So I will put the link in the chat right here again. There you go. All you have to do is click on that link. It'll take you to StreamYard. What's it look like, right? Let me show you. It's really easy. And I would love to have one of you come up and join me. If not, I may have to do something really unorthodox. And yeah, we don't know if that's actually even safe or legit. But we'll try. So what I want to do is I want to grab that link. So if I were to take that link, and just to show you how easy this is, guys, just because, I mean, anybody can do it, and this is your opportunity to get up here. So you take that link, and you put it in your Chrome. What's going to do is enter the studio. There you go. Loading, and it's going to say right there, okay, that's what your camera looks like. It shows your microphone's working correctly. That's it. And then from there, just click Enter Studio. And it's that simple. Oh, wow. Okay, now I'm going to stop that. Okay. We're going to leave that because that doesn't work real well. Because, of course, I've got two of me running on screen together, so that's probably not the best way to go. But as you can see, it's super, super simple. And I would love to get some of you up here and talk to you because I want to get to know you guys. You guys come up here or you show up and you watch and you listen to me and you bonks and all the other content creators. But Freaky Friday is all about giving you guys the chance to get up here and be the star. So definitely hop in and join me. Wow, I just drew a total blank. You ever have that happen in the middle of a conversation? You have this whole path of what you're going to talk about, and then about halfway through a sentence, your brain's like somebody walks in and hits the off switch. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. Like, I know I was going to say something somewhere, sometime about something. I have no idea. Okay, well, until somebody jumps up here, I'm going to share a little bit of information. So I'm currently working on another video for Down Home Crypto, and it's about crypto miners. Now, a lot of us in crypto space, you've got the very strategic investors, the one who do the Bitcoin, the safer things, blue chips, things along those lines. Then you have the degenerates, the DeFis. They're always looking for that 10x or 100x. Then you have the techno nerds like me, who just loves to geek out on everything hardware. And as you can see behind me, if you guys don't know, you're looking at 3 different types of crypto miners just on my screen right now. Okay, can anybody name any of those 3? We'll give you a second here to throw it in the chat. If you can name one of the 3 crypto miners down there, then I'm going to give you an NFT. First one to list out one of the miners hiding behind me, as you can see on the wall right there, there are 3 crypto miners. First one to put one in wins a Bitfighter NFT. Yeah, I hear the Jeopardy music playing in my head, waiting for somebody to respond. Gotta be the first one. ASIC, no. Good try, Lynn. Those are in the garage. None of those are ASIC miners. Now, ASIC stands for Application Specific Integrated Circuit. That's what you mine like your Litecoin, your Bitcoin, things along those lines. Crypto Coin Mindset. Hey, just getting here. Good to have you, buddy. Good timing. Disco Chuck. Yes, congratulations. Helium mining. Yes. So that, my friends, is the original helium miner. Well done. Hey, so Disco Chuck, thank you for paying attention and knowing your nerd stuff. Because yes, I am a nerd. So to answer the other 2, we have a helium miner. We have the Planet Watch miner. I don't know if you guys remember these guys. Does air sensing, things like that. And these guys were, what, $150 for the miner. It ran for a few months, then they kept the rewards, stopped it. I did ROI, which is great. But believe it or not, these guys are also miners. So Block Parade, that was another mining project, and it was actually an OG. There you go. It is the OG. And I won't tell you what I paid for that OG because I bought it right at like the peak of the helium mining season. Dude, it will make you cry. It makes me cry every time I think of it. No, I did not ROI, but I actually borrowed some money from a friend of mine. Him and I went halvesies on it. He took out a loan. We went out and we bought a pile of helium miners, and we set up. I still have 9 running around the valley here after I signed up. Yeah, Jared says too much. Exactly. Yeah, way too much. But that's when things were nuts, and that's the whole problem of FOMO. But we set up 9 helium miners, had them mining across the valley, and now they're making just a few cents a day. It's almost horrible. But there is something new coming out. Well, not totally new, but they're about to do another beta release. Disco Chuck, you get 7? All right. Okay, I don't feel so bad. Hopefully you didn't buy them at the peak of the market like I did. That was my own stupidity. I bought them at the peak, bought a couple off of eBay. That was my worst choice. I got a couple cents caps in one of the releases, so still got a good deal on those, or at least a retail price, which compared to what I got off eBay, it was a good deal. Yeah, so Disco Check, are you still mining with them? Are you still got them up and running, or are you like one of the many that unplugged them? And I'm curious, and let's scroll up there because definitely a crypto coin mindset. I'm really curious. The question I asked, by the way, just as you came in, you missed the question, I think, was that I had 3 crypto miners sitting in the background. Technically 4. There's a blue cube down there. That's also another block crate. There's 2 block crates, 1 helium, and 1 planet watch. And that's just a small array of my nerdism. Says, yeah, they're all close enough to make like 10 to 20 bucks a week, maybe. Okay, that's not bad. So Disco Chuck, one thing I'm doing the next video on that I'm working on is Crank. Now, have you guys heard of Crank at all? And I know it's a drug of the 80s. We're not going that way. And I'll put the name. It's actually spelled Crank, C-R-A-N-K-K. Have you heard of them at all? And I'm going to pull up the website while I'm waiting for a response to that, because this could be something you're interested in. And the reason I'm doing the video is because they are in the middle of the beta testing. They've done beta phase 1, and they are doing beta phase 2 on the 13th, Sunday. Sunday, they're opening up for 1,000 more licenses. So let me share my screen here real quick, just so you guys know what I'm talking about. There it is. Okay, so this is Crank. And what they're utilizing is the exact same helium miners we already have, but we have to reprogram the SD cards. Now, they can still mine helium and IoT tokens, but they're also going to mine the Crank token, which is on the Kadena network. So really pretty cool stuff. You do unfortunately have to buy a license, but it's one of those where it's repurposing what we've already got. Instead of going out and buying a new 5G miner for $500, I can take the miners I already have, buy a license, and if I remember, that license is $150 in Kadena, and then I have to stake $100 worth of Crank tokens. Now, those are just staked. They're not lost. I do get them back, but it is a stake up for a 30-day process. So let's go take a look at this real quick. So let's see. Let's go into gateways, and I was lucky enough to win 1 license for free. So I have, and it's weird. I did my sense cap, and it changed the name on me, but it's working. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to argue too much with it because it is working. But I just got it up and earning yesterday. And I can tell you that August 8th, the full day of running, I got 5.479 Crank tokens. So you're talking about 75 cents. Now that's on top of my helium mining. And I have verified this. My helium mining has not dropped. I'm still getting my same IoT tokens, but I'm also getting Crank tokens on top of them. So just something you might be interested in. And I will put the website in here in case anybody, no, not anymore. Go back. There we go. If you want to research this, it's something that might be worth checking out. If you've already got helium miners and you want to repurpose them, try to put them to work, this is another opportunity. Now, I know there's also the IoTX. I've got to do some digging into that and find out. But what's really critical about Crank here is that they are in that beta 2 launch, like I said. So those licenses, only 1,000 of them. Is it 1 license per miner? Yes, it is Disco. I had to get the 1 license per miner, and then you have to have 1 wallet per miner. Now that's something else really critical. And this is where it's kind of confusing. Let's go back into that for a second. Let's go to my wallet. And like any good beta, it is a little bit clunky, a little bit confusing to understand how all this works. Did I type that right? I did type that right. Okay. So as you can see, I've got 3 different wallets here. So I had the first one, which is the Crazy Blue Barracuda. That's technically the name of my SenseCap miner. But when I flashed the SD card and I went through the process, and they've got guides on the website, real easy to do. You use the Blanche Etcher, just like you normally would, get the image. Then once you get into it, you find your IP address, go in, and you enable Helium and Crank together. But until I got my license, and then I got that set up, then I staked my Crank tokens, that's when it started earning. So the trick is it's on the Kadena network. So what I had to do is set up a wallet, and I'm using Echo Wallet. Okay, so it's a little challenging, but it's not horrible. It's something that there's lots of guides on, and that's what I want to do on the video is set up how to create your Echo Wallet, how to import those, how to get your Kadenas. Now, my biggest problem here in the United States is trying to buy Kadena out on a central exchange and send it into that Echo Wallet. That has been an absolute huge challenge. So what have I done? I cheated. I bought it straight out of the Echo Wallet. And today I about had a stroke, or last night, because I bought $150 worth of Kadena, which I have to get for the next license release, and did that through the Echo Wallet application. Well, the problem is, the first time I did this, it went through just fine. Second time, 6 hours later, it still wasn't there. Woke up this morning, got an email says, hey, your Kadena has been delivered. Please verify that. Go on my wallet, it's not there. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, I cannot afford to lose $150 for getting nothing. So I opened a support ticket, sent that in, got on their website, opened the live chat, says 24-hour support. So typed in my thing, yes, I placed an order, here's the order number, did not receive it. And I got a response that says, this is an automated response. Is your problem A, B, or C? Like, no. Oh, there is nobody to respond to you right now. Please open a support ticket. It's like, I already did that. Oh, for God's sake, people. But about 2 hours later, I got an email from support community or the support ticket saying, hey, we did see the problem. We've got it delivered. You should be receiving it any minute. Sure enough, a few minutes later, it did arrive. So it was great. It did take a little bit of patience, which I do not excel in, obviously. But I did get it going. So yes, what you have to do is you have to create a unique wallet right here in the Crank dashboard for each miner. Then what you have to do is you have to supply it with $150 worth of Kadena to buy your license. Now, once you've actually purchased your license, then what you have to do is get $100 worth of Crank token. That you're going to stake. And that's what I've done on this one right here. And we should be able to go in and see that right up top here. Here we go. Proof of trust. Now, the cool thing is you can set up a consensus node. If you want to do that, you use the same license. You don't have to pay extra for a consensus license. You get that one license, and then all you have to do is you have to stake $2,114, or not dollars, sorry, not dollars, Crank tokens. Now, you're probably asking, well, what's a Crank token worth? Okay, this is where it gets just a little bit weird. So if you go over here to Explorer, okay, and this is the only place so far I found to get the Crank token. Nope, not Explorer. See, this is why we can't have nice things. Exchange. There we go. That's the right word. Pull up the exchange. And like I said, this is all in beta testing, but it is paying out. So it's not the most fluid. It's not the most dynamic, but if you've been a geek like me for long enough and you've been in these, it's pretty self-explanatory on how it all works. So here's their exchange, and it says, their DEX, and it's saying it is in beta testing. Please understand this. But what you're going to do is you're actually going to put in your trades to go from Kadena to Crank tokens. And you can see exactly what the buys, the sells are listed out as. You see the chart right here. But the funky part is you would think, oh, well, okay, this says right here, they're selling for $0.29 per Crank. That's not. They're selling it for 0.29 Kadena per Crank. So don't get confused on the dollar side, because I did that. I'm like, okay, so it's 29 cents per Crank token? No. It's 0.29 of a Kadena for a Crank token. So you have to do the conversion from US dollars to Kadena, then Kadena to Crank. So please understand it's a little odd to get wrap your brain around. Once you do, it's really pretty simple. And so I've been going in here and I've been watching this chart for a while now. And as you can see, so far it's on a pretty steady going back up again. Now this, of course, was probably their initial launch of the phase 1 of the beta testing. Weird. Love clunky beta process. Yeah. Do you have to buy a new license for each beta release? No. The beta releases, they're only releasing 1,000 licenses per beta phase. So my understanding is beta phase 1, they did 1,000 licenses. And then they gave some away, and they had some you could earn through the giveaway things. I totally forget what it was that I won mine on. but it's going in and following, answering the questions, things like that. But once you have a license, it's up and running. You don't have to redo the license, and it will be solid all through the beta, through the alpha, and through the launch. Once you're up and on the network, you're on the network. You're golden. But it's getting that license. And like I said, there are only 1,000 releasing, and I know it's in their Discord. Let me get you guys a link to that Discord channel as well, because I would definitely want to give you the information to go in and do your own research. So I'm going to get the invite people, and I'm going to copy. And no, it's not an affiliate link. It's nothing like that. I get nothing from it. But it is an opportunity. If you want to geek out, there you go. That is the Crank Discord. Hop in there, and I want to pull this up if I can find the information again, because I had to dig through it on the announcements. It's up a little ways. But it did say the license. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the main screen. Put that on the big screen. I guess you guys can't see what the hell I'm looking at. I think all that time I have not been sharing it. I'm sorry. Here you go. So here's the Crank beta. The beta 2.0 group will start on August 13th at 1800 Central CEST. I don't know. I got to figure that out. Excuse me. The purchase of a software license will be possible until the available 1,000 places sell out. So you're limited to 1,000 slots there. After that, they're gone. And they're onboarding new miners. So during this beta phase, each phase, they've introduced new miners into the software. So they've written the software program for those new miners. Right now, the full gateway is available. As you can see, there's your list. Your Bobcats, your Controlos, Codex, Codex. How do you even pronounce that? It just sounded wrong. But they're bringing on, 7 new ones, I think I read? 6 or 7? The Doosan, the Finestra, Helium OG. So that one back there, they're bringing on in this beta. They've got new software for it. Okay, when you re-image it, you said it changed your Helium miner name. It did, and I think that was totally me, Disco. Because one thing I'm supposed to do is go into the old Helium miner and grab the miner ID code. And then I've got to paste that back into the software for the Blanche Escher. The problem is the miner I did had a bad SD card, so it wasn't even booting. It wasn't working. So I came in with a completely wrecked miner, put in my SD card, and got it up and running again. Now, here's the trick, is I tried to go out and just download the image to take it back to stock. I'm not seeing it on the SenseCap website anymore. And I tried using the one from way back. It didn't want to take it. So I can order a new SD card through, was it Seed Studio for $30, and that'll bring it back. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I have SD cards sitting here. I mean, I got the little guys all over the place. I bought a 5-pack for, was it $19 on Amazon? I think it was a 5-pack of 64 gigabyte SD cards. Like, that's a great deal. Less than $20, I can get a 5-pack of them, and I can go through all of them. So I think that was me that changed the name. But here's the weird part, is it still is racking up to my Helium wallet just fine. Have to scruff miner sitting. There you go. Absolutely, Disco. That's what I did. I took a miner that was not working at all. I was like, let's Frankenstein this thing. And I'm totally geek about that kind of stuff. So I did. I went out and I pulled the SD card. And you could try flashing the one already in it. But I would recommend just get a new one. And like I said, I got a 5-pack. So I'm just going to do that. Especially since I have had to replace the one in my OG miner when I first got it. After about 3 weeks, it just quit doing it. The card was full. It's like, no, not going to do it. But yeah, if you got one sitting there, scrub it, throw it on. And the great thing is you can link it up onto the Crank site with their information, all that. And it's going to let you continue my Helium on it. So even though you're not earning Crank or you don't have a license, it will still be doing the Helium mining. So let me share that with you real quick. Let's see, did I cover all the models here? Okay, and it's also going to bring on light gateways. So just so you know, if you have one of the lights, which I don't know why anybody would, but some people did buy the lights, it's going to onboard some of those as well. So your MatchX M2 Pro, your Curlink, Dragino. I almost bought a Dragino. I remember that. But that's when everything was, yeah, H&T was going down. Yeah, grabbing a scuff miner, check out. But it's really not that tough. If you've done any of the SD card part, once you do your SD part, the SD card, there we go, spit it out. Bobcat, was Bobcat on it? Let's go look. I want to say yes. I think that was one of the big ones they were bringing. Yeah, the Bobcat 300, and whether it's a G280, 85. And see, I avoided Bobcats, so I don't know anything about them. I know there's a lot of people really pushing the Bobcat miners, and they were really popular because you didn't have to wait 6 months to get one. And then all of a sudden they hit their delayed phase. And if nobody has a clue what I'm talking about, then you know what? You're very blessed because you avoided probably one of the most traumatic experiences I've ever had to deal with. Is you've got 100,000 people trying to get these miners, and some people are buying them by the caseloads for $200, $250 a piece. Turn around selling them on eBay for $2,000 a piece, and people like me are buying them. Yeah, because HNT was that hot. That gives you an idea where I got my first miner from. We won't talk about anymore. But yes, in ordering with all the oh, there you go. See, I put one in with SenseCap. Not SenseCap. It was the other one, the white miner with the two names. Oh, God, who were they? It was one of the biggest ordeals. I'm sure they're listed up here. Let me go look. Syncrobit. That's who it was, Syncrobit. Bought two for Syncrobit. They said, oh, they're going to be shipping out in 3 weeks. Well, that date came and went. Oh, they're going to be shipping out in a month. Well, that date came and went. And I'm sitting here just watching these people rake in the helium. I'm like, oh, this sucks. So that's where I went through the whole process of eBay and all that. And I never did. Finally, I just canceled them, ordered from SenseCap, got my SenseCap miners in 3-4 weeks later. And at that time, Syncrobit once again posted more delays. So I'm like, oh, thank God, dodge bullet there. That was great. So I ended up finally getting them all kind of in the same few months. Yeah, that was it. And literally, we're waiting for months and months and months, and then all of a sudden, everybody got them. There was a huge chip shortage. It was a nightmare. Okay, you got Wingstop, Bobcat, SenseCap, and I'm like one or two others. Okay. Yes, I agree. SenseCap is my favorite too. I've got the 10G, 5 SenseCap, and I've got 3 of the racks, the BLK miners. Because those, after things started going down, you could get the BLKs and you could get them pretty quick and cheap if you could be there at that live launch. So one day at work, I was sitting there in the engineering department with my phone. Like, hey, ready, go. And I was able to pick up a couple of them. So like, yeah. But yeah, it was absolutely insane trying to get those miners. And that often is the problem, is anytime something gets popular, you can't get them anymore. They were even talking about that earlier today on one of the Bitcoin mining shows I was watching, where once Bitcoin gets popular and gets that peak again, you can't buy a miner to save your life. So their philosophy is they're going to get into Bitcoin mining now. And once that spikes up and those machines get worth just pure gold, they do a 10x on the machine itself, they're going to turn around and sell those miners, take the profits, and release that back to the NFT holders. I think it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, I've been holding on to my miners. I've got, out of the 9, 4 of them are offline, and they're at other locations where they just let them lapse. They lost internet connection. I'm like, yeah, I'll get to them eventually. Now it's like, maybe I should do this. But, yeah, Disco, I'm really curious. Take a look, see what you think about these guys. And if it's something you're going to do, make sure to hop in the show and let me know here, or DM me in Discord. Love to chat with you about it, buddy. Now, speaking of Discord, if you guys don't know already, we do have a Down Home Crypto Discord, and you can reach me in there at any point in time. And I will put a link to that in the description down below as well, because I really want to get to know you guys and what you're involved in. Because, you see, there's really no one place to get the information of what's going out in the space. So a lot of us rely on each other to find out, hey, this is going on. Just like me sharing this crank information. And that's why I want to share it with you guys before you start watching YouTube videos on it and everybody's trying to get in, it's too late. As we know in the crypto space, the first ones in, first ones out are the ones who really make the wealth. So I want to try and be on that front line to give you guys the information as quickly as I possibly can. And sometimes showing up for the live streams gives you that early alpha, because I'm in the process of making the video. It's going to come out, I hope, before the beta does, but it might not make it out before that beta release. So it's going to be interesting. So I'm thankful that you're here. And Disco Buddy, I hope this helps you, my man. Yeah, definitely jump in the Discord. Let me know the projects you're in, what's going on. Now, also, if you don't know, we also do a show called Rags to Riches every Thursday at the same time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's with Cyro here and myself. And we go in and we do strategic investing. And that's where we start teaching people, okay, you're going to take $25 a week. You're going to put $5 of that into blue chips and 20% into DeFi. Now, for that show, we let the community vote, and the voting channel is also in the Discord there. So if you have projects that you think are going to do really well, definitely jump in here and hop down to the vote. And anybody can vote. You don't have to be a subscriber or member, anything like that. And every week we tally up these votes, and whatever you, the community, votes for, it's who we buy. And we keep track of this. And Cyril keeps a whole spreadsheet on exactly what we bought into, how it's doing from previous weeks to last week. We have a whole philosophy as well. If the crypto project does a 2x profit, we take 25% out. If it 2x's again, we take another 25% out. If it 2x's again, we take another 25% profit out. The last 25% we leave in to take it to the moon, as high as we can possibly go. And so we're trying to teach people these new trying to teach them strategic investing. Because a lot of people get into this space and we think it's like the lottery. It's like, oh man, if I just leave it in, it'll 100x and it's going to the moon, I'll be rich forever, it'd be great. That's not the way it works. And if people like me and you have been in DeFi for a while, we realize that is what the hype is about. That's where it feeds off the FOMO, the fear of missing out, the hype, the moon boys, the hopium, all of that. And those are the things that give people a really bad taste in their mouth about DeFi. So that's where Down Home Crypto came from. I want to create an environment in which it's kind of like sitting around your living room. It's like right here. Kick back, have a drink, have a vape, enjoy your day. Let's chat about some crypto things, and let's try to change our future for the better by doing strategic tactics. Let's not dive into FOMO or just watch the news and what's going on there. Let's really share this information. So yeah, anytime you guys have info, please share it here. I'd love to have it. And once again, it is an open mic night. If anybody wants to join us here on Freaky Friday, I will put a link in the description. I said this a minute. Put a link in the description below. No, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm putting a link right now in the chat again. If you want to jump up here, you want to chat with me about anything, and it could be cats, dogs, kids, cars, computers, electrical, marriage counseling, whatever you want. I really don't care. We can talk about anything, everything, because right now, this is for you guys. This is your show. I'm going to keep going because I've got nothing better to do but hang out with amazing people like you. But if you want to hop up here, there's a link, and it'll bring you right here backstage. I'll bring you on stage, and we'll have some fun. You do not have to dox. You do not have to show your face. And you want, it's Friday night. It's after hours. Yes, drinking is advised. Vaping, smoking, whatever, totally up to you. I'm doing this so I don't smoke the 2 packs a day of cigarettes like I used to. And it's not great, but it's better than it was. I know I'm working on it. I'm reducing myself down eventually. Just not yet. Gotta keep some bad habits. Excuse me. Oh, puff, pass. No, it really is just vape. It is nothing strange in the bottle. Here you go. It's a Cloud9. 10 milligrams, or I've got it mixed at 12 milligrams, just a caramel tobacco flavor. It's not like some weird drug thing. No, not candy watermelon for the little kids. No, it's not that either. But it does go down the wrong pipe once in a while. Okay, sorry, gotta get that rasp out of my throat. Okay, is music still playing or did it pause? It got really quiet. I think it's just me. Okay, give me 1 sec. I'm going to jump off for a fast sec. If you want to hop in with me, definitely do so. But I am going to, if I can find my band, I lost it. Totally lost it. I will be back in like 30 seconds. So hang tight.
bookstore. Be right back.
Better. Okay. Sorry, guys. Had to take a break, get that frog out of my throat. I hate it when that happens. But I was also going to go try and grab a guess, and I didn't close the door. But it was advised against at the moment. So we'll have to do that another time. So I'm curious, what else are you guys repurposing out there? Because I know there's other things on like the helium mining, where you've got the crank, you've got the IOTX, things along those lines. What else are you finding that you've taken your old miners? Oh, Disco Chuck, yes! Look at that. Disco Chuck.
See here.
I can't.
Hey man, what's up? I don't know. I don't know how any of this works.
So I can hear it and it doesn't echo. If I can find my cord. Oh my god, there it is. That's why we can't have nice things. Okay, can you hear me, bud?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I'm hearing two audios, and I think it's probably YouTube. Hello?
Yep, I'm still here. You here?
Oh, hey, yeah. I thought I would chime in and just say hi. I'm actually still at work. I deliver cardboard rectangles to people. But it's the first time I ever was listening to you, and thought I would just say, hey, I appreciate what you're up to, and I've actually got to go back to work.
Okay, well, hey, Disco Chuck, thanks for stopping in, buddy. Hey, have a great night at work, and yeah, awesome times going your way, my man. And anytime you want to hop up, I'll be happy.
Right on, man. I'll let you know how the cranks go, so to speak.
Absolutely. Yeah, jump the Discord now. Let's chat about it, buddy. Anytime, man. My mic is
All right,
always
man.
open.
Take care, man. Later.
You too. Take care, brother. All right. That was really cool. I love having people hop in. And as you guys see, it's really that simple. Anybody can jump in anytime. All I have to do is plug in my earbuds. And that way we don't get the echo going. So, man, Disco Chuck, I think that's awesome you're listening here while you're at work. And I hope we're giving some positive vibes to you. Making your day go quicker. And I didn't get a chance to ask. Delivering cardboard rectangles. It's got to be pizzas. I'm going for pizza. Where is my pizza, man? See, now that I thought about it for a second, I realized pizza. It's like, damn it. Now I'm hungry. Thank you for trying to save me from my hunger, but now you just remind me it's dinner time. Yeah, and so that's a great thing. I'm really curious just to find out about the crank and what you think about that. And if you have any questions or any problems getting set up to do that, let me know. Happy to help any way I can. Now, for anybody else out there, if you're repurposing your miners, your hardware, whether it's GPU or ASICs or hard drives, maybe you got in the whole hard drive space thing, or maybe you were doing CPU mining. I'd love to chat about it, because all those are fields that I've played in, and I'm really interested because there's new coins popping up every day. And unfortunately, by the time a lot of us find out is when a content creator puts out some video that's already got 100,000 people mining it, and it's already lost its profitability. So if we can keep this line of communication open where everybody knows as soon as they're testing something out, I'm not going to hold you accountable if I try something and if I lose. Like, sorry, that's the way it goes. Just like I hope you don't hold me accountable if you jump into Crank and you buy a license and it wrecks. Please understand, I'm not guaranteeing anything. What I'm saying is this is beta. This is something brand new, super early. It could wreck tomorrow. It could be totally worthless. My miner might explode. Hell, I don't know. But I'm a geek enough. I want to give it a shot, because there's very few opportunities to get in really, really early. And we all heard the stories. If you bought the Pepe coin, in the first week, oh my God, you made millions, or Shiba Inu or Doge or any of these things. If you got a helium miner when it was first released, man, you raked in some dough for the first 4 months while it was in beta testing. We didn't find out about till it was already out for 6, 8, 10 months. By then, you couldn't get a miner. And if you did, the rewards were down so far. Guys who got in early already cleaned house, and they turned around and sold their miner for a huge amount of money. And Jeremy says, I've got several ASICs and a few graphic card miners I don't run anymore. Yeah, Jeremy, I'm the same way, buddy. I have 9 L3 Pluses sitting out in the garage. I tried dialing them down for power usage to see if maybe that would help. Tried to do solo mining on them, see if, hey, maybe I could get one of those magic blocks. That didn't happen either. So finally, a couple months ago, I just flat unplugged them. Like, no, it's just not working. And that's the problem with a lot of this hardware is we buy things that are very specific for a purpose, and we pray they come back. Now, mine being L3 Pluses or Litecoin, Dogecoin, so I know I can still mine them. And once those coins go back on profitability, then they might be worth it. But there's new miners out there that are much more efficient. And so that's why I really want to know the tricks, because small investors like us, we buy a helium miner or an ASIC miner, and we want to try to find a way to repurpose those, because otherwise they're just a big ass heavy paperweight and kind of a sad loss there because we put a lot of time, energy, and effort into it. So Jeremy, I'm curious, what kind of ASIC miners were you running? What tokens were you mining? And also graphics cards. Were you after the Ethereum? Are you doing the Kapal algorithm? Or what kind of setup did you have there? And are you looking at getting back into it or know anything great that we should be looking into? It says $1,700 per month power bill. Yeah, exactly. Yes, actually, it was only $1,000 per month. It's just racked up a little bit. But yeah, for the record, I had 9 L3 Plus. Let's see. Okay, so CK5s, a few Litecoin miners, and Bitcoin miners. Okay. All right, and you've unplugged all of them right now, Jeremy. Now, let me ask you, on the Litecoin halving, has that affected your profitability, or is that something that you're going to wait, or what are you going to do with those? I'm really curious. CK5s. I'm trying to. What is a CK5 mine? CK5 miner. Understand. Hotel CK5, 12 terahash per second. Eagle Song. Okay. Yeah, and right now, and here's the sad part about those. CK5 right now, they've got an eBay for what? $399. And I'm sure you paid a lot more than $399 for that. And so, yeah, man, I feel your pain, brother. I am the same place. Like, I've got to do something. I'm sure at the time that was a huge miner. I mean, this is not a small rig there. Definitely a lot of power consumption. So we put the money out. We try to do this, but that's where we got to try to find a way to repurpose those. CKB, okay. And so now with the Bitcoin mining thing going really big and strong, are you looking at plugging those back in? Are you doing anything for efficiency? I've heard some people are lowering the voltage, and that's helping by detuning them. They can get them down to an efficient level where it's back to cost effective. Or what kind of tricks and tips can you point to us on what you think is the best way to do this? Or is it just let them sit and wait? Yeah, yeah, I'm sure you paid a lot more than that $399 for that CK5. And it's like, yeah, no, it's just a paperweight. It's horrible. Oh my God. Man, I feel your pain, brother. I do. You're off summer, probably back on for the winter. Okay, awesome. Now, Jeremy, I got to ask, because being an ASIC miner myself, and like I said, repurposing. So here's a little trick I did. I took my miners over the winter time, and I actually put an access panel under the house. So all of the exhaust air was blown directly under the house to help heat the house from the underneath. And it's like, hey, if I can save a few dollars on the power bill by reducing my heat bill, this just might work. I don't think it compensated. In fact, my power bill says it did not compensate. But still, it's one of those, what kind of wild ideas are you guys doing for repurposing? Because there's a lot of ways. So give you an idea, one of my real crazy idea is I want to create a Bitcoin mining farm. But let's see, I've looked at immersion cooling. Okay. And yeah, I've checked that out, and that's really pricey. But it's supposed to be really, really good. Now, of course, if it's profitable enough and you got a good efficient miner set, it might work out great for you. But now what I always want to do is I want to create a Bitcoin mining farm or some kind of crypto mining farm. And I want every one of those ASICs to take that hot air it blows and blow it through a duct up to a dehydrator. I want to have a Bitcoin mining farm that actually makes beef jerky on the side over here. What do you think? How's that for repurposing? You don't have a propane bill anymore. Hey, that's good. Yeah, exactly. You can heat your whole damn house with a miner. And that's the brilliant aspect, especially of us techno nerds. because we can think up some weird things that people are like, wait, what? What are you gonna do? I was like, yeah, I'm eating my house, man. Making crypto and heating the house. Now. You bonks. All right, buddy. Yeah, I love that idea. Man, I've been playing with that idea for a while. I thought about beef jerky. I thought about fruit roll-ups. Thought about greenhouses. You know, in the dead of winter, if you pump that into like a greenhouse area, man, you could grow plants and stuff. CryptoCoin mindset. Love jerky. Exactly. So I think you could use your ASIC miners to make beef jerky and fruit roll-ups. And there's got to be a way to do this. And imagine that business model. Wouldn't that be amazing? We have this Bitcoin mining farm here, and we have this beef jerky plant over here, and they power each other. It's like, man, that's freaking awesome. I love it. It wouldn't dry the meat fast enough. Actually, Lynn, I think it would depend on how many miners you got. You've got a whole Bitcoin mining farm, and you are cranking out some air and some heat. Well, yeah. Yo, Yabongs, I think I want to try it. I want to set it up just to see if it works. Because we got one of the little food dehydrators. I'm really thinking about building a case and taking like 2 or 3 ASIC miners and ducking it in and up and taking the old base off just to try it. I've got to give it a shot one of these days. It says, let's try the greenhouse idea this winter. Yeah, why not? I mean, I think if nothing else, it'd be an awesome science experiment. Heating my house mostly with my GPU miners. Yeah, exactly, Yvonne. I'm the same way. At one point in time, I had 5 computers under my desk. Yeah, literally under my desk. And I had 2 or 3 that are mining ASIC or GPUs, a couple mining CPUs, and then my normal computer. And oh man, it was just cooking in here. So I put a big vent, you know, like an exhaust vent under my desk, blowing out under the house. Now I moved all those garage, and I have under my floor of my office, like literally, I went under the house, cut a hole in the floor, took a bath exhaust fan and mounted it up on the bottom of the floor, so it sucks the heat out from under my desk and it exports it out under the house. No more hot desk. Life is great. Office is comfy. So if you live in a place where personal grows are illegal, yeah, there you go, Disco Chuck. Man, you could make an amazing grow house powered by blockchain technology to grow whatever you wanted. And yes, if you're doing more cannabis side or vegetables or whatever. But imagine that you're using your ASIC miners to heat and grow food or plants or whatever you want, or to create beef jerky. So I'm really curious, what else have you guys thought of these are just some of my crazy ideas. I want to know yours. What have you thought about to repurpose your machines? See, I tried greenhouse humidity, killed a few days of my ASICs control board. Oh, really? Okay, now, Jeremy, let me ask you, did you have the ASICs in the greenhouse with the humidity, or did you just have the exhaust gas poured it in, or the exhaust air? Because that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the ASICs outside of the greenhouse, but just duct them into the greenhouse. So it's sucking in, you know, the ambient air and then heating and pushing that through. Now, I know humidity is a big issue. In fact, I was watching the video with, was Monopoly? I think it was Monopoly's. Let's see. It says, unfortunately, yes, I'm in the greenhouse, don't have either structure. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, see, that would be the bad thing. Don't put the ASICs in the greenhouse. That's not going to go well because you have to have the humidity for the greenhouse, but it will fry circuit boards really quickly. See, I actually had mine out in the garage, so it's just sucking the ambient air out of my garage area and then exhausting that under the house. So it was already semi, not really filtered air, but it was already somewhat inside being in the garage. Then from there, just passed through. But I know with one of the Bitcoin mining farms I was watching, and they've got like water curtains with the layers of filters and the moisture between them so they can keep the humidity going into the ASICs managed. And I guess that's something that's already set up for certain animal farms and stuff to keep their humidity, moisture, and all that correct going in. They just repurposed that philosophy for ASIC miners. Now they're in your basement. All right. See, I got no problem with that. It was kind of funny because all winter long you could go out to the kitchen and you could hear the ASICs out running in the garage through the kitchen. Just this slight hum all the time. Of course, if you're walking by in front of the house and the garage door is open, it sounds like a jet engine is in there running. Like, yeah, it's fine. But yeah, and I think that's great. I think we need to get more creative because in this today's age, we are so used to throwing things away. We buy it, we use it, we pitch it. And it didn't used to be that way. I mean, people used to pay tons of money to fix amplifiers and radios and TVs. Now, all of a sudden, everything is so cheap, you just buy it, use it, pitch it. There's no more repairing. And I hate to see that going with ASIC miners. There's got to be a way to repurpose the boards, the chips, the control boards, the housing, something. We've got to come up with some ways to repurpose these instead of just, throwing them away and getting a new one every time. Your wife wanted to kill you? I'll bet, yeah. It's like, oh my God, I can't sleep. Somebody turn off the jet engine. And it does. If you guys have not been in a room full of ASICs or even a couple ASICs, it sounds literally like a freaking jet engine. You get all those things, the high RPM fans whining and a bunch of those just howling out the air. Yeah, you kind of stand in front of them, get the full air blow, the heat, and the sound. Like, oh God. It's kind of fun. I enjoy it. I think that's just the nerd and the mechanic in me personally. You have 10. Oh my God, yes. Yeah, that will deafen anybody. And these things run, most of them are running anywhere from, 70 to 90 decibels per machine. You start racking 10 of those up in a room, dude, that's like a rock concert right there. It's getting loud quick. Lynn says, yeah, it really does. And it does. So it's one of those, and me, I'm half deaf anyway, because I was dumb, and when I was in my 20s, I did hardwood floor, custom hardwood, and I'd run a big Super 7 edger and the floor drum sander and hammers and staples and everything. And I'm fine, I don't need earplugs. By the end of the night, I was coming out of the job site with my ears ringing like a rock concert. Now I'm half deaf, unfortunately. So if you are working those environments, man, do you guys self a favor, wear some earplugs. Because I tell you, losing my hearing sucks. It makes conversations hard. I miss a lot of the little nuances. So yeah, definitely do this stuff, but be safe about it. But not only the sound and the heat, but also the electricity. Please understand that these run on some amazing amount of current. So you got to be super careful when you're doing this. When you're wiring your houses up, when you're doing that, be safe about it. Can't hear it in our room, thankfully, but pretty loud in the main level. Okay, well, as long as you stay on the main level, that's fine. Just send the wife and the kids out there and say, hey, you guys go play in the noise. We're good. I'm fine in my office. So I'm curious, Jeremy. Now, you've gone through the same experience I have. You bought a machine. You might have made a little bit of profit, might have broke even, might not have made profit. But now you've got a giant paperweight. How has that left you feeling about ASIC miners? Is that something you're still pursuing? Or are you moving more into like the Bitcoin mining farm, something where you buy the NFT, where you buy the shares in the company, things like that, and earning that way? Or, what is it you get out of the ASIC mining side, and it's something you're going to continue with? And guys, remember, the mic is open. Anybody can jump up here, and I'll put a link in the chat here. If you want to hop in, just like Disco did earlier, you're welcome to hop up here, and we will chat about whatever you want. And that way it doesn't look like I'm just talking to myself all the time. Yeah, really simple. Click the link. It'll open the StreamYard deal, and it'll bring up your camera, your mic, and you don't have to be on camera. And you can do it on your phone, whatever. I don't care. Hop up, have some fun with me. Let's chill. Any bunks? I know you're still hanging out, working on the farm, my man. Great show, brother. That was awesome. I love your energy. I love the fact you start this off, but at the same time, I've got to be honest with you guys. Going on stage, getting in front of camera, it's all about putting out your heart, your energy, your soul. And it's like any good rock star says, when you get on that stage, you're just pouring everything you got into your performance. And so by the time I get off camera, I am wiped. I mean, I was like, oh my God, just dead. Just trying to push that energy out here. But on top of it, Yabonks, my man, you make it challenging because I get up here right after the Yabonk show, and this man is full of energy and passion. And the longer he goes, the more energy he's got. It's like, oh my God, I'm an old dude, man. You know how hard it is to follow an amazing show like yours? But I love it. Thank you, brother. And yeah, love doing this Friday back-to-back shows. I think it's great. I think it's a lot of fun. Chris says, I'll pick up some more next year if we're still at a good price for them. Okay. Is there anything specific you're going to go after, Jeremy? Is there a certain coin or token you're really looking for, or a certain miner that you're aiming for? Or is it kind of whatever fits in your budget? Because for me, being a smaller investor, mine's kind of what fits in my budget. I can never afford the top of the line or the newest, but I don't want to get the old rickety ones that aren't profitable. So I try to find something that's kind of in that mid-range that's fairly reasonable. BTC, okay. And that seems to be, I think, everybody's really go-to is the BTC. And can't say I blame you. I mean, we've gone through the process of the Raven coins, of the Litecoin, the Dogecoin, all these. And Kurt says, had to head out. Have a great, thanks, Crypto Coin Mindset, buddy. Thank you for tuning in, brother. And we will catch you next week. I hope you had a great night. We'll see you next time. Wow, where was I? Just one side was like, okay, so maybe CKB or Litecoin, but not sure. Okay, and yeah, that's really it, Jeremy. That's the one thing people don't realize is when you get into buying an ASIC miner, it's a pretty sizable investment. I mean, you could spend anywhere from a few hundred to several thousands of dollars. I mean, some of these miners are going for $40,000 and $50,000. So even if you look at an ROI on that, you're talking 1,000-day ROI. Like, wait, you're talking how many years or how many hundreds of days or whatever it is. So you've got to start planning this now for what you're going to do in the next 1.5 to 2 years, hoping that everything works out the way it's supposed to. But on top of that, then there's the risk of technology, as we know. If you buy an ASIC miner today, it may be the most efficient machine on the planet, but I guarantee in 6 months, there's going to be something more efficient and more profitable. Now, all of a sudden, the one that you planned out this nice growth curve is no longer as profitable as it was, and it's getting less of the shares. So that just adds insult to injury down the road. So you've got to plan very wisely when you go into this. Don't just jump on there at Coin Central and say, oh, well, hey, that's the best machine right there. Let me go buy that for 30 grand. I'll get a loan. Yeah, don't do that. That is about the worst thing you could possibly do. In fact, most of your big coin mining farms, Bitcoin mining, whatever it is, they don't go out and buy the brand new most efficient machine. They usually take the last generation of the most efficient and they run those because you can pick them up a lot cheaper. Your ROI is quicker. And though they're not the most efficient, they're still definitely in the profitable range. So if you're looking to get into ASIC mining or any kind of mining, GPU or any of those, don't just jump on whatever's the hottest thing today, because I guarantee by the time you start earning with it, whether it's the delay of getting your miners, whether it's getting it set up or fine-tuned, you're not going to be at the top of the profitability for long. Something new is going to come out and knock you down. CK5s were the most efficient for about a month after I bought them. Learned my lesson. Yeah, exactly, Jeremy. That's it. It's like, oh man, it was awesome for a month. And then they released a new model and son of a, yeah. And it's a hard lesson to learn. I've learned it myself. I learned it with the helium side. But yeah, guys, be wise out there. Don't let the FOMO and the hype get you. And always know that there is something new right around the corner that's going to replace whatever it is you buy today. So do your investing wisely and never bet the farm on anything. Please be safe out there. So Disco Check, and hoping Bitmain doesn't release a secret super efficient ASIC the week after you buy. Exactly, yeah. They've done that. Yeah, and Disco, I'm sure you've either heard of it or been burnt by that comment. Because yeah, there's some people out there and they bought $30,000, $40,000 miners, the most efficient thing on the planet. It's amazing. And then a week later, guess what? Oh, we upgraded, and now there's this new one with a slightly different thing here, and it increased by 30% efficiency. I'm like, are you serious? And you start working on, can I tune down mine? Can I do something? Can I pull a hash board out? Or yeah, it's part of the game, and it hurts when it happens. I feel your pain, brother. I do. Same with CK6. As soon as Goldshell came out with them, Bitmain came out with this CKB miner that crushed the CK6. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. And this is one of those that I talked about in, I think it's the last Rags to Riches. No, it was last week's Freaky Friday. Is keep in mind, guys, do you know who really makes the money during a gold rush or a Bitcoin mining rush? It's not the miners. It's the people making the machines. I mean, look at Helium. It's a great example. We all that got in early or later, whenever we got into it, we made a decent amount, hopefully. Hopefully we broke even, hopefully ROI. Even the very first guys got in, did really well. But you know who really, really made the money? The people making the miners. The guy who makes that little box right there, yeah, they made bank. Because they could jack their prices up, they could do whatever they want, and people were fighting over buying these miners. That's who's making the money. So what are they going to do? Of course, they make an ASIC miner, and it's the more efficient than the last one, so everybody's going to fight for it. But then their big rush to make the next most efficient one. And that's what they're doing. They just keep doing that. And every time they do, they jack the price. and they just keep making more and more money. So know that strategy, and never jump out and buy the most efficient brand new thing, because it will be replaced within 3 months by something. And 3 months is a long time nowadays. I mean, take your cell phone, for instance. It used to be you bought a cell phone, it was good for a year, maybe 2. Now it's good for like a week, maybe 2, if you're lucky. And it's like, oh, hey, look, model 372 is out. Like, oh, dear God, it's crazy. So yeah, I totally feel your pain there. Now, I'm really curious about new coins that are mineable. Is there a certain source or a place that you guys are going to find this information out to try to get ahead? Because, I follow the different crypto mining channels, things like that, whether they're doing GPUs or ASICs, things like that, trying to find out what's hot, what's coming out. But I always find that I'm pushing a week to 2 weeks behind this new token launch. And I keep hearing about these guys. Oh, yeah, I had my GPU miner plugged in 30 minutes after it launched, and I made a ton of money in the first 3 hours. Then it went downhill. Like, how do you even know about this information? So if you guys got any secret sources for us miners, man, I'd love to hear it. And the room got quiet. I think everybody went to sleep. But yeah, by the way, while we're on that topic, if you guys would please do me a huge favor. Really trying to grow the channel, get the community informed about the stuff, and bring more people into it. So, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and go out to whatever room you're in, steal somebody's cell phone, and subscribe on theirs too. I won't tell them. Shh, they won't know. It's okay. We're trying to get the channel up here just to get out there. So please, do what you can. Have your friends, your family, coworkers, bring them in here, because we don't just talk about mining. We talk about everything crypto. Because in my opinion, I think crypto is the future of the financial world. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh, no, it's just a fad. It's this, it's that. Man, I disagree strongly. I think it really is the future. Here says, I bought an AMCR NFT from Alpha Shares, so it gets my mining. There you go. See, and that's great. There's a lot of great projects going right now. I know Alpha Shares is a good one. I know Monopoly is another good one. Spartan Bitcoin mining is another one. Fractal mining. All these are great projects running out there, but remember, they're all experimental. We don't really know, and they're in their early phases. So could be an awesome opportunity for long-term hold. So do some research, because there's some awesome ones. And I even know Yvonne's just did a couple AMAs with some of these projects, and I'm working on one myself for Spartan Bitcoin mining. So yeah, a lot of these things are popping up. And that's one of the great things about these opportunities is we don't have to go out and buy a $30,000 Bitcoin ASIC miner to start mining and earning from this. We can buy an NFT. We can let somebody else deal with the headache of the always evolving into the hardware, trying to maintain it, the heat, the noise, all that. There's a lot of cool opportunities out there. So do you have a link for those that I can? Absolutely. I do for a few of them at least. Let's see. I know. Wow, my brain just drew a blank. I lost my Discord. There's my Discord. It's back. Okay. So I will absolutely throw a link in there. Let's see. What have I got here? I've got Spartan is a really new one. It's one I've actually talked to about doing AMA with them. And I will share their Discord, but they just set up the Discord there. So let me show. This is for Spartan. Let me check that out. Bitcoin. Sorry, it's going to take me a second to type this stuff out here. There is the link to their Discord, and I want to pull up the website as well. I'll give you guys this information if I can. Okay, home. And this is the website for Spartan Bitcoin mining. Now, that's a very unique one because this one is actually a company registered with the SEC. Yeah, they're already approved and registered with the SEC. So for me, this is one of these super exciting ones. Because they've already got that approval. Now they're running this like a Fortune 500 company. They're not actually going to have the whole facility. They're going to have the miners. They're going to have those hosted, monitored, and maintained from somebody else. They've already done the contracts on the power, everything along those lines. And we are actually getting shares of the company, not just earnings from the miners. We're talking shares of the actual Bitcoin mining company. Yeah, so I'm super stoked for this. And this is probably one of my biggest exciting things. Talked to Greg about it for a good hour with you bonks on here. And it was totally amazing. Blew me away going through the white paper. I love what they're doing. It's one of my biggest things I'm looking at doing personally. Alpha shares. And you guys can definitely show any or share any of the information out there in the chat. This is a total open mic, open floor, anything you want to know about sharing. Okay, so Alpha Shares, their website is right there, alphashares.io. Knows what's up. And that's where you buy the NFT and you get the earnings from NFT. So gives you a part of that. What was the... Sorry, I don't want to go too deep into any of the projects because there's so many of them. And I really don't know as much as I should about Alpha Shares. I have not done all my research to understand exactly how the payouts, the rewards, things like that are, or what separates it, okay? So I don't want to give you any false information there. Monopoly. M-I-N-E-O-L-Y. Monopoly Online, is that it? I know I can go get it from Yabunk's Discord. Let me get that real quick. See, this is what happens when I start jumping around in different places. Actually, you know what I can do? Ha ha ha. I can do even better. Because I know Yabunk's just did a AMA with Monopoly and went through all of that stuff. So let's go to his channel. Let me get his video link. Oh, how's that? Sorry, I know you're looking at my notes. There we go. There's the link. Let me share that link to his video. Because, yeah, he does an amazing job at breaking all this down, and he's got all the information there. And this is, there we go, Control V. Okay, so that's a direct link to the Monopoly video that Yvonks did. So check that out, and I know in his, there we go, and there's his, okay, Monopoly website. Of course, he's got it in his description because he's the man. And with a plan. Did I copy that, or did I break it? I probably broke it. Copy, here we go. And there is the website to Monopoly. Now, Monopoly is really cool. I think that's the one I saw the water curtains on the mining sheds, where they were talking about the humidity for the ASICs, all that, whether they're adding moisture or reducing moisture, whatever they need to do to keep everything at the perfect operating level. But they're down to was it 2 cents per kilowatt hour power bill? Yeah, insane. I was like, oh my God, nobody gets powered that cheap. They did. So that's another one that I'm super stoked about because I think that is an awesome return. You got power down to 2 cents. That's your consumables. As we know with any business, you know, you've got to worry about your overhead. You've got to not only buying your products, stuff like that, but just operating expenses. Well, here in Idaho, I pay 12 cents a kilowatt hour. Yeah, we won't ask. Better than California, they're at like 30 plus cents. It's stupid. But imagine if I could get my power for 1/6 of what I do. Oh my God, I would have miners everywhere. That would be awesome. Because that turns a non-profitable miner into a very profitable miner very quickly. Yeah, you start doing the math on that electricity cost. That's what it really costs. Once you buy the machine, it's all about the power. That is everything about it. So 2 cents kilowatt hour, that one is super awesome. And then the other one was Fractal, and that's through Tactical Investing. Alex over there at Tactical. And I know, let me pull up his channel. Let's see. Because he's not only one of the founders, but he's done a lot of information on that. I have no problem promoting other content creators, other information, because I think we're all out here trying to build an amazing space, share the information, share the wealth of what's going on. Trying to find one about there it is. Fractional mining NFT rebuild. Okay, here we go. So yeah, Alex from Tactical Investing. Now he's one of the guys that actually got me into crypto to begin with. I started watching his videos way back in the day. Tactical Investing, Action Crypto. These are all people that I started watching to get into crypto several years ago. And so I definitely like to promote them and say, hey, they're doing a great job. Keep it up. So there is a Tactical Investing's video on the fraction mining. Jeez. My brain keeps going blank on me. Sorry, I'm trying to read and talk simultaneously, and that just doesn't go well. Anybody knows that that does not go well. I do not see a direct link to fractional mining on that video. Fractional mining, there's Linktree, it says. Okay, so let me copy that, and that's the Linktree link to fractional mining. Fraction mining, there we go. That's where they're using fractal gas to power the Bitcoin miners. So pretty cool concept. I mean, that's where repurposing really comes into play. So there's a bunch of information I just dumped in there. Oh, wait, I missed that. If you have a long enough extension cord, all miners are profitable. I like that. Yes, Disco, they are profitable. Yeah, you just run an extension cord from the neighbor's house. Dude, it's gold, man. I don't think it would handle mine. I had to actually go in. I created a video about this where I went in and I rewired my panel box after doing the load calculations and had to run two 20 amp circuits out to the garage and 10 gauge wire, yada, yada. Did the whole ordeal. Now, for the record, just so you guys don't think I'm insane, I am a certified journeyman electrician here in the state of Idaho. So I went through all the calculations. I went through everything we needed to know on setting up the ASIC miners, rewiring my panel box, figuring out the load calcs, all that good stuff. But I say right in the video, don't do it yourself. But at least if you are going to take the risk to do it yourself, I try to give you all the information that you should be looking at if it is something you're like me and you decide you're crazy enough to give it a go. So let me get a link to that video here in case there it is. This is one of my earliest videos. I mean, this is like way early in my career. So it is horrible quality, horrible audio. But you know what? I don't apologize for it because I'm proud of it. It's one of the things that make me stand out, that push me into this seat of doing this all the time, full-time content creator, which I'm still not sure how I've done. Yeah, take a very large extension cord, exactly. Yeah, do not plug an extension cord into an ASIC miner unless you want to see what happens when wire and plastic melt to the point of bursting into flames. Could be a really cool lights and spark show. But believe it or not, most house fires and things come from electrical. Most of your big tragedies at the home, it's electricity driven. You wired rewells around 200 amp to a base. Yeah, there you go, Jeremy. And you know what? If you do it safely, you know what you're doing, it's fine. You just got to make sure you work the calcs out from your meter outside for your house. Make sure your feeder wires are big enough. Because what happens is a lot of people jump to their panel box and then they tap circuits off that. They go, oh, well, I can, merge these two breakers together on one little twin, takes up a single slot, and I can put a 2-pole in there, no problem. What they don't realize is the wires going from the meter to their panel box, that's a certain gauge of wire, and it can handle only so many amps. Now, if you're in an older house, that might only be a 1-aught wire rated at like 140 amps. You got a 200 amp panel box in your house, and then you turn around and overfeed that to miners or whatever. Your weakest link is right there from the meter base into your panel box. And that's where a lot of fires, a lot of things happen is people don't look at that. They don't do those calcs. Like, it's fine, whatever the power company gives me. No, there's a whole lot of math and safety goes into this. So guys, please, if you're going to do it, be safe. If you have questions, if you want to know if it's possible, dude, get a hold of me on Discord. Absolutely. Take some pictures. Let's go through it. I will help you decide if your panel and your service can handle it. Anything I can do to help to keep you guys safe and profitable, I am all for it, my man. So, and for those who might be showing up later, watching this later down the road, like, well, hey, Serenity, how do I get a hold of you? Not a problem. We got the Down Home Crypto Discord. And so I will absolutely put a link in there. Should have hired an electrician. Is your house still standing? I hope, maybe. Yeah, you know what? If you want to, Jeremy, man, take some pictures. Get on Discord, let's chat about it. Let's see if there's anything we can do to make it safer, or if it's fine. You might have done a great job, or you might have taken like the $9.99 extension cords from Walmart, plugged them into the socket upstairs, and ran. I'm not sure I want to know, but you know what? I'll help you with whatever you got. We will figure it out. And I can even walk you through how to do it correctly. If you're one of those like me who I refuse to go pay somebody top dollar to come out and do their profession, I can figure it out. I'm a smart guy. Sometimes it's worth paying. My biggest problem is I've turned wrenches for a living for 12 years. I'm an electrician. I've done some computer programming. I've done framing, owned a hardwood floor company. Went to ITG Tech for electronics training. So yeah, I feel I'm confident enough to really screw shit up, and I do a great job of it. I can break anything. Usually people walk by and go, how in the hell? I didn't even know that was possible you could break it that bad. Hey, I can. I'm good. All you got to do is know just enough to be really, really dangerous. That would be me. Yes, it is. I agree. Totally. But hey, if you guys ever want to ask a question, know anything, share anything, get to the community better, jump to the Discord there. I put the link down below. And that's where I like to talk about anything, everything. But let's get this information out there. And I try to bring in new investors as well, people who have no idea what crypto is, because my whole inspiration for Down Home Crypto wasn't just to have a place you can go kick back, relax, and chat with your friends and family, but also for brand new people getting into the space to feel safe, to be able to show up and say, hey, I don't know what MetaMask is. Can you help me? Sure, absolutely. It's like, how do I make a Coinbase wallet, or where do I buy crypto? Not a problem. We will absolutely help any way we can. Got great community members, a huge host of people in there willing to help with anything from the most simplest of questions to the technical aspect. If you want to create a crypto project, you know what? I'll hook you up with Cyro Kier. That man can work in numbers like nobody's business. You know, if you want electrical, absolutely talk to me. You want to know more about content creation or getting a network built, I'll hook you up with you Bunks and Sean Park and Austin Park. All these people we can interact with, because we're trying to build a network where everybody knows everyone and we're all winning together. Because this is not about just one person getting rich off the cost of everybody else. No, that doesn't work in my book. My book is we all win or nobody wins. And simply put, we're all going to win together, because that's just the way we are. And something came in, and I turned my Discord chime at me. And Lynn says, yeah, he has to talk me through a crypto swap every time because he lost. I do. And you know what? I have no problem with that, Lynn. Okay, about the fourth time I started going, seriously? You don't remember? Click the little thingy. You know what? That's what I'm here for. That's what inspired me to create Down Home Crypto. And to really give you an idea of what it was like there. And I talked about this on the Rags to Riches, and I'll do it again because I think it's fun. I think it's important. Is National Builders of Idaho. Okay, so like I said, I'm a journeyman electrician. Okay, but I wasn't that the whole time. Before that, I had a vape store. But actually, I had the first retail vape store in the state of Idaho and started this whole vaping chain 15 plus years ago in my local area. But what happened is that went down, and I became an electrician at National Builders. Now, National Builders is an awesome company. I love them. They do modular building. And give you an idea real quick of what that looks like. Okay, I'm going to mute it for the moment. So these are the kind of buildings we would build. Now, a lot of people think as modular building is trailers. Because, yeah, that's essentially what we're building, is something the size of a trailer. But that's not what we built. We built above and beyond that. We built apartment complexes, huge multi-level structures, you know, with hundreds of rooms, hotels, corporate offices, everything. These are just a few of the places that we actually built. Give you some idea. Now, keep in mind that each of these places is one single box, the size of a single wide trailer. But it's built in this huge manufacturing plant. And there's a glimpse of what the plant looks like. I mean, this thing is monstrous. You figure it'll hold monstrous. Is that even a word, monstrous? You know, it would hold 25 single wide trailers going around in this plant all at the same time. Then you have another plant out back that holds another 12. Then you have what we call the yard, which is this huge area to park these things, parallel parking trailers. And it's absolutely massive. And we've had anywhere from 100 to 200 employees in there at the same time. Now, to give you an idea, here we go. Okay, so this is some of the employees that work there, some of the hard workers there, from the framers, the wall builders, the electricians. That's one of my guys right there. The inspectors, all these different people. You know what I found out, guys? Out of this amazing plant, of all these people there, 150 employees, 4 people knew about crypto. 4. Everybody else in that place is working check by check, trying to save up just a little bit to get ahead and pray to God they don't die before they run out of money. And that's what most of the working class people are doing. They're living check by check with no real hopes of changing their future unless they do something drastic. So I started Down Home Crypto because I want to help and educate people like that, people that work out in the field every day and they're scraping by and they don't have $1,000 to invest in a crypto project. And if Rex like, okay, well, that's fine. It was a trial. No, if they lose $100, that's devastating. For me, man, if I do a bad transfer and I lose $100, I don't sleep that night. I'm devastated because every penny counts. So my whole goal here at Down Home Crypto is to help and educate people like that, the working class people that are trying and struggling every day to make life just a little bit better. Now, like I tell them, you know what? You don't have to be college educated. You don't have to be rich. You don't even have to be tech savvy. You simply have a desire to change your life and a courage to follow that dream. and you can join us on this great crypto adventure, because that's what this is. This is an amazing adventure and opportunity. And like I said, I believe that the crypto space is absolutely the financial future of the world. But we're at the early stages. So we deal with the experimentation. We get to trial and error some things. And that's where we have to learn our whole concept of risk versus reward. What is dollar cost averaging? What's the difference between a coin and a token? What is a blue chip? You start learning these things piece by piece by piece, trial and error. The problem is most of us get into this space without knowing. We saw some ad out there saying, hey, buy Shiba Inu today for this price and you'll be a millionaire in a month. And so somebody goes and says, okay, I'll take half my check, I'll put it in, and I'll put off paying my bills this month, and in a month I'm going to be rich. And the price goes down, and they're like, oh God, not only did I lose my money, I can't pay my bills, now I'm homeless and I'm devastated. That's how a lot of people get into the space, because they play it like a lottery. That's what Down Home Crypto and the whole channel and my whole purpose for being here is to help everyone. And it doesn't matter if you're brand new in the space or if you're a seasoned trader or investor. The more information I can give you, the better we all are. There we go. I'll spit that out eventually. So if you have any friends, family that are one of these working class people and they're just trying to make ends meet, bring them into Down Home Crypto. Bring them into the Rags to Riches show. Let's talk to them. Let's help them. Let's start teaching them how to set up a MetaMask wallet, how to go on Coinbase and say, you know what? Set up an automatic purchase of $5 a week. That's it, $5. Buy Bitcoin or Ethereum or XRP or one of those blue chips you know is solid going to hold. And just do that for the next several months, years, whatever. Guarantee if you were to put $5 a week into Bitcoin over the last 5 years, think about where you'd be sitting right now. Even in the bear market like we are, you'd be sitting pretty. Imagine what it's going to be like if somebody starts that journey right now. $5 a week in Bitcoin. What's going to look like in 5 or 10 years from now? Some life-changing money. And that's what I want to do. And I'm not telling somebody to go out and buy the Pepe coin and you're going to be a millionaire tomorrow. No, you're not. It's not going to work. 1 out of 100,000 people get that lucky streak. Now, getting in early, of course, is always a huge thing. So just like the crank miners we talked about a little bit earlier, where you can repurpose your helium miner you already have. Now, it's beta. It's super risky. Could it crash tomorrow? Sure. Hell, I don't know. Did I invest personally? Yes, I did. I'm buying myself, or I won one license, buying myself another license, going to repurpose 2 helium miners. And if it goes great, then awesome. If it doesn't, hey, I'm right there on the boat with you guys. And we sink together too. So I'm definitely one of those to practice what I preach. But my whole goal really is to share this information. And I hope that you guys share with me as much as I share with you, because that's how we learn. We're all going to rise together, or we're all going to fall together. But I think if we're wise about it, we're strategic, we plan accordingly, and we watch each other's back a little bit. If you see me do something really, really stupid, do me a favor. Walk up, slap me in the back of the head. Yo, Sturdy, what the hell were you doing, man? That was dumb as a box of rocks. Do not FOMO into that. Absolutely. I would love to hear that feedback. So I think that's the end of my preach for tonight, guys. And it's been a great Friday party. Started off with you, Bonks. And brother, thank you. You always have a great show. And I hope you and the animals are doing awesome. Can't wait to see the animal paintings. I want one of those, by the way. I want a Bonks painting, or a Bonks painting. Since you got a stuffed Bonks, I want a Bonks painting autographed, if you would please. We'll call it even then. But, he always starts a great show, and I highly recommend you go out, subscribe to the Bonks channel, learn about his animal community, because he is on the same passionate road that I am to make this world a better place. He's saving the animals. He's teaching people, guiding and coaching. I am the animals, so he's kind of helping me. And mine is to really help and guide and teach the new people in the space how to strategically invest, how to be wise, but also how to be smart about things. If you got a miner, hey, let's repurpose it. If I know something that I can share with you, I absolutely will. And I hope that you guys do the same. So everybody, thank you for tuning in tonight. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll catch you next time. Take care.